Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Awaken the Golden Dragon Soul. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, remember to go ahead and check out the brand new series over Anime King 3. Yes, brand new series created by me guys. What if Naruto was created from the God Tree? So go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. And remember for anyone this is the first time hearing my voice, go ahead and click that subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be planning talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode start? The intro. So the last spot we left off, Naruto brought a sick fox towards Hana for help. As Hana knew Naruto for a long time now, he always found the sick animals and he brought them to her for help. And she had become quite friendly with the boy, as she realized that he was getting attached to her, as she didn't want to break his little heart, because he was too young. But he was a nice kid, despite what the people of the village said about him, as she did not care about that though. Later that night, she and the other Jonins had caught up, as she spoke to Kurenai and Yujiro about him. As they were agreeing with her, he was just a kid, and if he had gotten a attachment to her, maybe he liked her or something like that, he might ask her if she liked him too. As she couldn't tell him that she liked him in that way, because she did not, he was just a kid. As she saw the glances that he was sending her way, as she did not want to hurt him, he was her friend. But a man came in as his name was Ryu, as he spoke to all of the members there. He called them out on their bullshit, especially Kakashi and Asuma for not training their Genins. As the Jonins were wondering who the hell was this man, but he told them it did not matter because they would not remember him. And just like that he was gone, and their memories seemed to be erased. As the man made his way to find Naruto, as he found the boy sleeping in the house that he was in, as the place was a bit messy, but he did not focus on that. As he was making his way towards Naruto, he came to a stop. That is when aura came from him, and a golden one came from Naruto as they touched. A bright explosion of power resonated through the entire village. The man quickly vanished as he returned to the Dragon Land, where the other dragons were, dragons of all kinds, as the man cried, as he couldn't believe what he just felt. Here's and the others had made their way quickly towards where Naruto was, thinking that he was being attacked, but he was not, as he was still peacefully sleeping despite what just happened. The next morning Ryu came, after he spoke to the Elder Gods and the Shinigami, as he came with someone named Inari. As he spoke to Naruto, Kakashi was focused on Sasuke for the exams, and he was not training Naruto, so he had no one to help him. As Ryu made him a deal to make him check if he had any seals on him. This village, these disgusting people placed a seal on Naruto to stunt his growth. Because they were afraid of the unknown, Ryu removed the seal that will help Naruto. While he was unconscious, they also removed the 9 tails from him, as there would be some side effects with his upcoming training, and they didn't want that. So the fox was removed, as Naruto could summon it at a later time, but for now it was removed. As because of that, Naruto was kept alive. When Naruto woke up, Ryu explained a few things to him, especially his name, and that he had something called the dragon, the golden dragon soul inside of him. Ryu explained to Naruto that he was the second person to awaken it, and Ryu was the first, as Naruto was surprised by that. As the both of them got closer as friends, as brothers. As Ryu told him that he would never abandon him because Naruto had a bit of trust issue. After all, most people just used him. Then in the end, they were using him. So he had a bit of trust issue. So he thanked the man for not lying to him as he spoke to him straight. So with that, he took Naruto to get some ramen. Then he brought him to where Tatsumi and the others were. As Hana was getting hit on by a guy that she really hated, because his father was a part of the council, owning most of the shopping district around Konoha. He thought that he can do what he wants. Forcefully forced himself on her. Hana ended up punching him right in the face. Luckily, Ryu had recorded with a recorder that Naruto had, so they had evidence if he claimed otherwise. Kuromaru, Tatsumi's dog, knew Ryu, as he explained who he was, as he couldn't believe it. So with that, he promised that he would take Naruto training. It seems like the time difference is a lot. 4 years there would be months here in the real world, as Hana realized when Naruto came back he would be the same age as her. The thought was a bit enticing, but she pushed it down, but Tatsumi noticed, as Naruto promised he would come back stronger, no matter what. As he said goodbye, as Tatsumi told her that she accept this relationship. As she asked her mother what she was talking about, Tatsumi simply laughed, as Hana was playing clueless. So yeah guys, so basically let's pull left off. You guys can switch across the place to check over yourself. So what do you say we begin this new episode? Remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episode 1 series of What If Naruto Was Created from the God Tree over on Anime King 3 and enjoy that. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say we get straight into this guys? Naruto was sleeping peacefully as he was having a wonderful dream until a cold bucket of ice water was splashed on him. As Naruto jumped out of bed, spitting out water. "What the hell was that for, brother?" he said. "It's time for training, hatchling. And you're late," Sora said. Naruto grumbled something about sadistic brothers when he smelled eggs and bacon in the kitchen. He looked towards Sora, who nodded towards the bathroom. As Sora returned back to the kitchen, as Naruto made his way, as he performed the morning rituals, after getting dressed in his new attire, he made his 30 clones and sent them towards the library. As he sat at the table, hungry for the breakfast that was almost ready. Now Sora was not any world-class cook, but when all you eat was ramen, let's just say the breakfast was new and amazing to Naruto, as he devoured at a pace that would put the Irish into shame. Sora chuckled. "Alright," he said, "follow me. We're going to Training Ground 8. I scoped it out yesterday and found out no one used it. Plus it's close to your team training ground, so let's start moving from one to another." Naruto nodded as a small fox jumped into his Hiyori and snuggled herself into his pocket. As both Naruto and Sora made their way, hopping from rooftop to rooftop toward Training Ground 8. When they finally arrived, Sora turned towards Naruto. "Alright Naruto, here's how this will work. We will start with some stretches to get your muscles warmed up. Following that, you run around Konoha outer wall for 5 laps. Then 50 push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, and squats. Then 20 minutes of meditation to let you relax and increase your chakra control. You should be done by 7 at this time. I will decide if you join your team or send a reinforced shadow clone in your place. And since I'm a demon hunter, I know everything about the Kitsune style, so I can correct your flaws." "Wait, what?" said Naruto. "You hunt demons?" "Oh yeah," said Sora. "I guess I never told you everything, right?" "Alright, well you see, dragons are the natural guardians of heaven. Contrary to popular belief, there are no battle angels. They are all messengers to the gods. Dragons are the fighters for heavens and the guardians of balance. We do not allow the scale to tip too far to the evil or to the good side. In reality, my title Ryujin, meaning the dragon, chose me as their commander. And such, I have a say in Kami Council. Though, I rarely use it though, unless there's a major issue." As Naruto nodded. "Well, that makes sense," he said. "Without light, there is no shadow. Without shadow, you cannot see the light. Not to mention you being on the council is a kind of a no-brainer," said Naruto. As he smiled. "Very good, Naruto. So, are you ready to get down to business?" he asked. "Yes, Sensei," said Naruto, as Sora chuckled a bit. as Naruto attaches weights. After reading the instructions he made him, 20 pounds on his feet and 15 for his hands. As Naruto got to work, Sora remembered that he had an errand that he had to run. But he had one more thing he had to tell Naruto. Listen, Naruto. Today, I want you to join your team. If you don't get training, practice. Water walking away from your teammates and sensei. After all, I know you can hide from them. You have the reputation of hiding away from Anbu, said Naruto. Yes, sensei, said Naruto. What will you be doing? Sora simply smiled, seeing someone that needs to be taught a lesson. You aren't going to hurt anyone, are you? Said Naruto. No, said Sora. Maybe just scare him a bit. As Naruto chuckled, okay then, have fun, he said, as he raced off. Now it's time to see an old man about what is rightfully Naruto's. As he head towards the Inazaka compound, he would need some help to prove to the old Kage that he was real. Time skip. It was now 7 AM at Hirson's office. Sarutobi Hirson was a many thing. Third Hokage of Konoha, sensei to the Sanins, student of the first and second Hokage, Kami of Shinobi, the professor. But even with all those titles, he has never managed to win the greatest enemies of all Kages. Paperwork. Even though he arrived not too long ago, his deck seemed to be getting worse. Forms and files that he needed to fill out, and it was still early in the morning as he looked over towards the clock. It was still 7 AM. Little did he know though, his greatest trial was coming. And it was approaching fast. Sora had already fetched Kuromaru and Tasumi. He was constantly holding back his killer intent as he thought about all that the third should have done for Naruto. And yet, he never did. Naruto should have never been denied his heritage. The legacy that he carried is large, and Sora dearly hoped that the old Kage had some good reasons for his actions that he made. If not, then made Kami have mercy on his soul, because Ryujin never take prisoners. As Tasumi was hoping that this white-haired titan could finally reunite the will of fire in the third, she had watched as he sat back and gave into old age, as he was far too tired to run this village with a grip that was necessary. Just maybe, Sora could make the man see just what he allowed to happen while he was relaxing because of his old age. As Sora stopped at the Hokage secretary, I need to speak with your Hokage, please, he said. As the woman looked up, I'm sorry, but no one's allowed to see the Hokage without an appointment, she said. If you need one, we have an opening, as she checked, in 2 months. Okay then, I guess I'll just do this, said Sora. As he held his hand out, Bikurai, he said. An arc of silver lightning burned a hole in the wall. The secretary's eyes went wide. Now miss, that was only at 10% of my power. May I have that appointment now? She nodded dumbly and paid the Hokage immediately. As this was bad. Damn, said Tasumi. If that was only 10% of his power, what can he really do, she thought to herself. As he walked up the stairs, Tasumi was confused. Why was there no Anbu around? They would definitely jump at the task to arrest Sora. As he noticed the look on her face. If you're worried about the Anbu, don't. I cast a simple silencing jutsu before, Bikurai, said Naruto. She simply nodded as he walked into the office. When the third heard that he had visitors, he was hoping that they would distract him from this dreaded paperwork. He imagined his surprise when one of his visitors was none other than the Inazaka clan head, Tasumi herself. He wondered who the silver-haired man was though. Ah, Tasumi-san, he said. What do I owe the pleasure of your visit? As Sora stepped forward, I am the reason for her visit, Worm. Please, dismiss your two Anbus. I have sensitive information, and I know you don't want them to be heard by fools. One of the Anbus stepped forward. Who are you, and what gives you the right to call Hokage a worm? Kuromaru stepped forward. You misunderstand. He did not call Hokage-sama a worm. The word that he called was W, U, or M. It means Dragon Elder, not a worm. Sarutobi waved off the Anbus, and while disgruntled, they left with a quiet sunshine. Sora went through hand sign. The room glowed blue, then silver. Then, it went quiet. As Sarutobi noticed the silencing seal. But what was that silver light? As Sora sat down, as Tasumi took the one next to him. Would that take care of the fools? No, Sarutobi. I respect your duty to this village, that is why I call you. A Dragon Elder, but you and I have a lot to discuss. The main topic being 1. Naruto Namikaze, son of Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki Namikaze. Harrison froze, as Tasumi couldn't believe it. How the hell did she not figure that out? It was right in her face as she glanced towards the picture of Minato on the wall. Remove the whisker marks and age him up a bit. It was Minato. As Sarutobi did not understand how the hell did this man know that. Only himself and Jiraiya knew of that. Did this man connect the dots? Did the Hidden Stone know? Oh my god. What if he told Naruto? Harrison thought to himself in a panic. Before you have a heart attack, I haven't told anyone. Harrison breathed a sigh of relief. Yet, said Sora. Sarutobi eyed the man. How did you come by this information? Only 2 people in this world know about this. As Sora sighed. True, only 2 people in this world know of it. But who said I was from this world? He did not feel like being interrupted, so he explained his history and his status, as he left out Naruto's involvement for now, as Tasumi and Koromaru run interference, as he confirmed everything. That is quite a story, said Sarutobi. However, you still haven't told me why you're here. Or, how did you know about Naruto heritage? I left out Naruto because I want to speak to you about your actions, or rather your inactions, concerning Naruto. Now see here, Naruto has grown to be a fine young man. What exactly are you implying? Asked Harrison. As Sora's eyes became cold. How about the fact that Naruto was beaten bi-weekly every year since he was 7? How about himself a birthday with cake and gifts? He get broken limbs and stones. How about he has the maturity of a 7-year-old, despite him being 12 years old? And that don't seem wrong to you? As Sarutobi narrowed his eyes at the man, as a killer intent was leaking from his body. But Sarutobi was used to killer intent, but this, it felt unnatural. Sora took a deep breath as he calmed himself. How many seals should there be on Naruto? Sarutobi was confused by this question. Only one. The Shige fusion that hold the Kyuubi at bay. Wrong. There were actually 3 seals on him. A protege seal, an additional suppression seal for his mind incorporated into it. Of course, the Shige fusion is still there. Sarutobi was shocked when he heard that. Was this man telling the truth? Have I really neglected Naruto so much? As something then flashed through his mind. Please, look after my son. As he shook his head and focused back on the priority in front of him. I have a request, he said. Yes, said Sora. Tell me everything that you know about Naruto in return. I will try my best to help you any way I can, as long as it don't hurt Konoha. In that case, what I want is for Naruto heritage to be announced at the Chunin exam finals. In addition, any family scrolls, money, anything that he had left over from his heritage, I want them. I cannot just give that to anyone, but the first part shall be done if Naruto is strong enough, said Sarutobi. After my tale, you will see, I can be trusted with Naruto heritage. In addition, I plan on telling Naruto about his heritage during the break. Sarutobi nodded. If Naruto truly had a protege seal on him, linked with a mind suppression seal, then he should be much smarter and more mature. Hopefully, he won't hate me for keeping this away from him. As Sora decided to tell Sarutobi everything about Naruto's seal, about how the Kyuubi was gone, about Naruto's dragon soul status, and his acceptance of Sora brotherhood. Throughout it all, Sarutobi tried to keep calm, but he was shocked and surprised many times. But to hear this, that Naruto managed to awaken something that's been seen only once in the history of all life, and about the seal regarding Naruto and the Kyuubi. Well, that saved Naruto, but still. The Kyuubi was gone, but Sora told him that it was not exactly gone. But Naruto will learn more about that in the future. I see. First of all, I thank you. It seems you have done more for the boy in 2 days than I have for his entire life, said Sarutobi as he lowered his head. As Sora shook his head, while I was able to help, he wouldn't have been so receptive if you had not paid attention to him like you had. Oh, another thing, Sora said. Did you know that the council in Danzo has been trying to keep Naruto away from the ninja clans? Sarutobi was surprised, but he did not show it. No, I always thought they stay away because of what they thought the civilians would say. What does Danzo have to do with this? As Tasumi was the one to answer, he backed the council with not only economical bans, but He also threatened any female near Naruto that their reproductive organs will be removed. They what? Sarutobi said, losing his calm, as Tasumi saw why the man was known as the Kami of Shinobis despite his old age. The room seemed to quake. It felt like the air burned, like the place was becoming hotter and hotter and hotter. The man calmed himself as he saw what he was doing to Tasumi, as he re-sealed away his killer intent. He took several deep breaths. This was beyond appalling. He never expected to go this far. This will not stand. There was a buzz as he looked down towards his comm. Excuse me, Hokage-sama, but it seems that the council is calling a meeting. Tell them I'll be there shortly, with Tasumi-san and a guest. As he looked up towards them. Now is the time to fix these mistakes. Thank you, both of you, he said. I promise I will make it up to you. And to Naruto, he said. He walked towards the fourth Kage picture, as he moved it aside. As he applied a combination, as it was a seal in the wall. As he pulled out some scrolls, everything that was inside, he handed them to Sora. Please, take care of him. I hope he can forgive me. He never blamed you, Sora said. Personally, I don't think that he ever will. As Sarutobi smiled, to know that he was at least still in the boys' good grace. Time skip, Naruto was waiting with his team for their sensei, as he already sent his clones off to do the water walking and the leaf bouncing, as he didn't ask Sakura on a date. That didn't stop her from trying to hit him for being 1 minute late, but he dodged her attacks, which surprised her. As Naruto realized, he must have had a head trauma for liking this girl. But of course his crush died and started to whittle away when he met Hana-chan. But why did he like her in the first place, as he looked towards Sakura? He shook his head as he made his way over towards a nice tree, as he sat down and meditated. It took a while and Kakashi finally showed up. Alright, said Kakashi as he finally arrived. We won't be taking a mission today. We will be doing teamwork exercise. Sakura, you're on tree walking until you expand your chakra reserves. Naruto, the same thing, but add leaf to your hands. Try to make them stick to you while climbing the tree. It will be a better way to control your jutsu. Sasuke, you're with me, he said. As Naruto spoke up, Kakashi, why can't I learn some new jutsu, he said. As Sakura shouted at him, Naruto, you idiot, don't question Kakashi-sensei. As Naruto ignored her, which surprised her and angered her at the same time. As Kakashi turned towards Naruto, Naruto, your chakra control is not good enough. Improve on that and I'll teach you the next step for control. Yes, sensei, said Naruto. I'll go somewhere else to train. As he walked off. As Kakashi found this a bit odd. Something was different. Sakura realized that he was going away to not train here with her. Finally, he stopped asking her to date. Or perhaps he was trying to impress her by looking all cool, like Sasuke, but he could not. As Naruto made his way into the forest, he started repeatedly slamming his fist into a tree. As his knuckles started to bleed. Stupid Kakashi-sensei. He claimed my chakra control is not good enough, and yet he doesn't even watch me train. As Naruto was pissed, as he realized, with a more level head, he realized how he was being a pushover, and people were taking advantage of him. As Naruto pulled his hands back, surprisingly, his cuts healed fast. It seems he still had that ability. After his hands were healed, he started to go through the beginning, fighting style Kitsune style. Time skip. Count's room. Everyone was there. All the clan heads, Inoichi Yamanaka, Choza Akimichi, Shikaku Nara, Shibuya Aburame, Hayashi Hyuga, as Sora, Tasumi, and the Hokage walked into the room. To the civilian side there was Setsumai Haruno, mother to Sakura Haruno, and Demon Hater, and Drew Ayatsuwa, along with his son, Shinsui. As Tasumi seeing that boy here, she knew what the meeting was for. It was a good thing that she brought the recorder with her. As Homura stood up, Hokage-sama, who is that? And why is he in this council meeting? As Tasumi spoke, he's here because he's a witness to what had happened. The reason this meeting is called, I presume. And his name is Sora Ryu. Sora bowed to the ninja council, as he completely ignored the civilian side. The elders noticed that. Danzo narrowed his gaze. I haven't met this man before. As Tsume and Sarutobi took their seats as Sora stood behind Tsume. The civilians were a bit nervous after all the Hokage was here, and they could not outright punish Hana and the Inuzakas. As Drew stood to his feet. We're here today to bring forward charges on Chunin Hana Inuzaka for physically assaulting Shinsui Ayasawa. Sarutobi looked surprised. Yes, the Inuzakas were rather vicious, but Hana, that girl was calm and sweet, as she was the top medicine for animals in the village. She took care of all animals, no matter who they were. She always tried to give them better life, no matter the condition they were in. She was a veterinarian, but she knew basic heal to heal human wounds as well. So assaulting someone out of the blue was highly unlikely. Shinsui was smiling like a madman. Now you bitch, he said. You get what you deserve for not going out with me, he thought to himself. Very well, Shinsui. Would you please tell me what happened, said Sarutobi. As Shinsui got to his feet. Well, Hokage-sama, every week I have my dear little sunshine and take him to the Inuzaka, so that Hana can check on him. I often notice one Uzumaki Naruto in the clinic, but I often dismiss it. Obviously, this did not sit well with the civilians. The ninjas on the other hand were annoyed. Why was he bringing up that boy? He was trying to use this tactic. After all, most of them did not hate Naruto. It was just civilian side, and they were complete ass. As Tsume spoke, it is well known that Uzumaki-san bring wounded animal for treatment. We Inuzakas are happy to help any animal. Sorry, said Shinsui. On the inside he was fuming. Well, I brought in my little pup for his regular checkup. During this checkup I noticed Hana-san was closer to me than normal. She was being rather abrasive, so I assumed that she would be pleased. After all, I've gotten to know her over the past few weeks. I assumed that she would be pleased if I asked her out on a date. But when I did so, she just snapped and told me that she did not like me, and she insulted me, humiliated me about my height and about my figure, before she decided to overpower me with her ninja skills, beat me up and threw me out. And I didn't even do a thing to her. I've been nothing but kind going there. I wish to press charges on the assault that was done to me for my injuries, and not to mention I've been overcharged because of her personal judge against me. I do not know where it's from. I haven't done anything to the girl before. As he smiled to himself inwardly. That will show you. It's her word against his, and with the backing that he had, he would definitely win. Once she came begging to him, he would drop the charges for her going out with him. As Hana was there as well, the entire time, as she was calm, not saying a word. As Tsume was right next to her daughter. As Sarutobi then spoke, thank you. Now Hana-san, will you give your version of the story? Hana nodded as she got to her feet peacefully, as she then decided to tell everything that happened. How the man has been leering at her for months. The ninjas were surprised to see such control. She had been quiet throughout all of this, even though the ninjas knew that the man was obviously lying, just in the way he carried himself. But the civilians on the other side believed their own, and they wanted to punish Inuzakas. And the elders were not keen on hearing that Naruto was visiting that woman at the Inuzaka compound. Danzo did not want this. He wanted when the boy grew, he would have his roots, take the boy in due time, and his offsprings will belong to him, not this woman or this family. Hokage-sama, if I may, said Sora. As Hiruzen nodded, well, to put it bluntly, Shinsui lied through his teeth, and everything Hana said was true. I myself arrived just after he did, as he proceeded to tell everything. As Tsume then brought out the recorder, as the guy's eyes went wide when he saw it. They were recording him? As Tsume played for all of them to hear. The charge are immediately dismissed, said Sarutobi, and I find in favor Hana Inuzaka for the amount of 2,000 Ryu for this false trial. Shinsui was about to open his mouth until his father gave him a look to be quiet, unless he bring more shame on him. The members of the council were surprised that Sarutobi did not just dismiss the council after all. Everyone knew how he hated council meetings. But Haruno also had something to say. Hana-san, as Hana looked towards her, Uzumaki Naruto is known to prank any establishments he come across. Why would you allow him in your own? As Hannah hands her under the table, as she was clenching her fist tight, these people always find a way to put some wrongdoings on him despite him doing them nothing. If she had her way, oh boy, she would make them suffer. The Inazaka compound would not turn back animals, especially injured ones, and he always find an injured animal, and I'm there to help him, she said. As Satsuma Haruno replied, does it ever occur to you that he was the one that was harming the animals? As Hannah's face kept on looking calm, but the ninja side could see that she was struggling to hold herself back. As Sora, eyes were focused on the woman who was not looking his way. Even Sartobi was getting pissed off. No, it did not. I assure you, I am my expert when it comes to these things. I have examined all of the animals that he brought to me, and the wounds are given from other animals out in the wild, not by a human. In addition, Naruto never had any injuries himself that would signify a struggle. As Satsuma looked towards her, so, Naruto-kun, she said, never had any animal injuries. Why is it that you refer to Uzumaki-san, in such an informal manner? Is there a problem, said Saratobi, if she wished to address Naruto in such a manner, Haruno-san? As Hana breathed a sigh of relief, it had slipped out. Of course not, Hokage-sama, Haruno said, with a smile. As Saratobi spoke, truly, it does not have anything to do with these laws that I've heard about, right? That if one Naruto Uzumaki has reported to be with any woman in the village romantically, he has to report to the council first, and said woman will have their ovaries removed, so that no children can be born from the couple. Or 2, any children that is born from the couple must be turned over to the state, so that they can ensure that the child is born human. If it is not a stable child, the state has every right to hold the child until it deems it's not a threat. The strange thing is, this law 3179 was never signed by me, and I've never seen this before. So perhaps you can tell me where the hell this law came from, said Saratobi. The civilian council started to sweat. Anvu. As the Anvus flashed beside him, take Haruno-san to Ibiki and find out who else was behind this. They nodded as the woman started to screech, speaking that she didn't know anything about this as they dragged her off. The clan heads were pleased. Any attempts that try to bring this law back up, if I find a sniff, a trail of this being brought up with Uzumaki, you'll be removed from the council immediately, and there will be jail time, said Saratobi. To make his point go across, he released a bit of his killer intent, making them know that he was damn serious. Yes, he was not joking. It was about time they realized that. It was about time that he let them realize who was the Hokage here. Him, not them. This meeting is now over, said Saratobi, as he dismissed them all. Time skip as Naruto was eating a bowl of ramen until a silver flash came beside him. What's wrong, Naruto? Why so glum? Said Sora as he saw the look on Naruto's face. As Naruto explained his day, Sora's fist clenched a bit as he heard Kakashi. As that man was always trying to train Sasuke and not focus on his other 2 students. Sheer neglect. Listen, Naruto, I have 3 jutsus I want to teach you today. 3? Yes. Finish your ramen and we will go and train. I will teach you the Sunshin, the Summoning, and the last one is going to be a surprise. As Naruto wolfed down the ramen, it was about time that he learned some new jutsus. Time skip as both Naruto and Sora were about 30 miles away from Konoha, as Naruto was already taught the Sunshin. As Sora had Naruto sign a scroll, a massive large, old scroll, as he showed Naruto the hand signs. Now your turn, he said. Alright, said Naruto, as he bit his finger before going through hand signs. Summoning Jutsu! As there was a massive poof, as Naruto found himself in mid-air, as he was on something. Ryuken, the ancient black dragon of the west, as Naruto was on his nose. The dragon tilted his head as Naruto fell off. Ryuken, surely this hatchling is not the bearer of the dragon soul that you spoke of. He's so puny. You said yourself he was a greater man than any thought possible. Sora was a bit pissed at Ryukin, but Naruto was staring in wonder. Brother, did you really say that? Of course I did, Naruto. Ryukin, I did not summon you. Naruto here did. As a dragon, looked a bit doubtful, but he decided to believe him after all. This man was one of the few beings in existence that can beat the snot out of him. Very well then, I shall test the boy's spirit. He leaned forward as Naruto stepped back, but the dragon poked him on the head with his nose. As Naruto's eyes went wide, so did the dragon's. The dragon then threw his head back as he roared to the heavens. Naruto had to cover his ears because it was so loud. The dragon blinked several times. My boy, you have proven yourself beyond worthy. I cannot even look at your soul directly, otherwise I risk blindness. Sora told us that you had a rather dark childhood with no one to call family. Know this. As the dragon lowered his head, dragons are now your family, and should you ever need us, call us at your will. We will fight, live, and die alongside you from this day forth. As Naruto smiled, as he started to laugh, a laugh of pure joy, as it was infectious it seems, as the other dragon started to laugh. Alright, my young one, call us whenever you're in need of training, and when you seek the art of Sage, I will be happy to train you. As Naruto nodded in thanks, as the dragon poofed away. Well then, now that's over. There's something else you should learn. As Naruto turned towards him, what is it? Well, this Zetjutsu that was... Well, it is for you. It is called the Rasengan. Let us get on to the first step. Time skip, 1 month later. The last month has been both grueling and satisfying for Naruto. And he still hasn't yet started his real training, where he will be taken to the land of dragons, where the time fluctuation will be completely different from here. At first, his taijutsu was at low genin, but he was able to keep up because he had massive clones to fight with him. But now, his taijutsu by himself was at high chunin. He has read basically the entire library with the help of his clones. He could answer things that would make Soccer look stupid. Of course, the biggest improvement was his chakra control. He doesn't really go to team meetings anymore. He simply sent a reinforced clone instead. He was able to do the tree and water walking exercise with 20 leaf all over him. Surprisingly, he was also good at seals. It was probably the Uzumaki blood unknown to him, as Naruto could already make high explosive seals. Seals were not really Sora repertoire, but Naruto had read about it in the Shinobi artifact. There was not a lot on seals. Seals were rather rare, as there was not many people that can use this arts of sealing. So he'll have to get more studies somewhere else. Not to mention he learned Rasengan, he can use it with one hand in 5 seconds tops. Unfortunately though, with all this training, Naruto hadn't seen his friends for a while, and this meant Hana as well. As Sora knew that Naruto needed a break, and he also needed a few days to set his next step in motion, so he called Naruto to sit down with him. Listen Naruto, you have done remarkably well in this past month. As a reward, I want you to treat yourself to ramen today, and spend the next 2 days relaxing before we continue again, okay? As Naruto nodded with a big smile on his face, as he was finally getting some time off. Once we are finished with our break, we will continue back on lightning manipulation, as both Naruto and Sora had did the tests, and Naruto paper had crumbled so badly, it was barely seeable. His nature for lightning was so high, it put any other nature lightning users in the village to shame. Time skip. As Naruto was eating some ramen when Team 8 walked into the stand, as Shino came in first. He doesn't talk much, but he was a logical and loyal friend. Next, the loud mode Kiba Inuzaka, brother to Hana and a prankster buddy of Naruto. They were followed by Hinata Hayuka. She used to have a massive crush on Naruto, but luckily or unluckily, depending on who you ask, Kurenai broke her out of this and was getting her more confident, as she only really stuttered on her father anymore. As Shino looked towards Naruto before nodded. Hey, Shino, who's that? Said Kiba. Naruto Uzumaki, said Shino. Now that the rest of them take a look, they realized the orange was gone and they had a collective calm, Shinobi in their presence. No way, that can't be Naruto. Naruto always wear orange and he always yells at Kiba. Shiba is right, Kino. That is Naruto-kun. He just changed his clothes. Look at his whiskers. Yeah, it's me, said Naruto. I've been training hard lately, so I guess we haven't seen each other much. Kiba nodded. So you finally got rid of that orange thing, huh? What you've been training in? Kurenai Sensei has us doing teamwork exercises and learning from our kinds. Kurenai Smashi saw her students' mood brighten after seeing Naruto. Yes, Naruto. What has Kakashi been teaching you? As Naruto's face darkened a bit, Kakashi has taught me tree walking and leaf balancing while tree walking, said Naruto. Kurenai along the rest of her team frowned. Surely he taught you more than that, said Kurenai. Nope, nothing else, Kurenai Sensei. That's all I've been taught in the past 4 months on my team. Sakura is barely better. She doesn't really train though. She just claims exhaustion and watch Sasuke train, who has been taught, from what I can tell, at least 5 more fire jutsus, along with advanced chakra control and a taijutsu training. Oh, and he didn't teach us tree walking until our C-rank mission, where we faced Zabuza Momokai a month ago, and his apprentice. Kiba yelled, "What the hell?" Kurenai Sensei, you taught us tree walking our first week together. As Kurenai stepped closer to Naruto. So what have you been doing, she said. There must be something that he was doing secretly. I've been training by myself, said Naruto, in a new style. And how to improve my chakra, said Naruto. I'm also tired of people calling me an idiot, so I've been hitting the library a lot, he said. While Team 8 did not get a full rundown of his abilities, it was obvious this was not the same Naruto that they once knew. But enough about that, listen. I have a few days off. How about we get all of the genuine teams together, and we all have dinner? It will be good to get to know the rest of the people we might have to run missions with in the future, said Naruto. Kurenai nodded in acceptance. Good idea, Naruto. Why don't you let me invite the Jonin senseis, and a few of my friends as well? That will be great, Kurenai Sensei. I will ask my team, but I doubt if they will come. But I made a new friend. I'll ask him to tag along, said Naruto. Sounds good, she said. Time skip. Hokage's office. A silver flashed, and Sora was in the room. Damn it, Sora. You're almost as bad as Naruto, Hiruzen said. Of course, Sora knew that the Hokage was reading his little pervert book. As he simply smiled, I wish the little hatchling can sneak in here while you're reading that book and steal it right under your nose. What are you talking about, Sarutobi said, as Sora simply smiled before he went serious. It seems that Naruto is progressing a lot faster than I thought. I need someone to teach him evasion. I was going through the village and its outskirts when I came across a huge forest. The woman inside called it the Forest of Death. Something like that. Let me guess, said Sora. She attacked me, said Sora. She's a weird one, but it was a good evasion training. I want her to help Naruto with evasion. Are you sure, said Sarutobi. Yes, she never tried to harm me, after all. The way she threw her weapons, it was not in a vital spot. Although she was still trying to hurt me after all, but it wouldn't kill me. So is that okay with you? Hiruzen nodded, as he pressed the button. Tatsumi, he said, could you please send for Uncle Midarashi? As the receptionist replied back, yes, Hokage-sama. I felt something though when she was throwing her weapons after me. There was a dark feeling around her neck area. If you want the explanation, wait for her. It's a very private issue for her, said Hiruzen. I will assure you though she's fine, and in control of her actions. After a few moments, the doors blew open. Hey old man, I heard you call for me. Do you need me to torture, or perhaps kill someone? As she then saw him, as she launched herself towards Sora, who sidestepped her as she flew in the corner. Enough, Sarutobi said. I knew that he was in your forest, but he's here for a reason. Uncle was not happy. The Forest of Death was her home, the only place that she could get away from the villagers. Fine, what's up? And why is he here? As Sora noticed the mark on her neck. Was it a demon that marked her? But how would a demon get close enough without her noticing? As it had a strange marking on it. Uncle, I have a mission for you. You're to assist Sora here and train a young ninja who needs some help. Uncle was flabbergasted. You know I don't work well with kids. Why would you assign me to help him, she said. I asked for you specifically, Sora said. He needs evasion training. And as much as I enjoy our little cat and mouse, I believe that you're really efficient in throwing weapons, and he will benefit from this greatly. Not to mention he heals incredibly fast. Uncle said. What do I get if I consider this? My time isn't cheap, you know, and I will pay you. In two ways, said Sora, cutting her off. Either monetary compensation or, if you tell me the story behind that mark on your neck, and I may be able to remove it. Both Hiruzen and Uncle was shocked. You can remove the curse mark? Said Hiruzen. Curse mark? Said Sora, looking confused. Uncle walked up to him and grabbed him by the shirt. Don't toy with me, she said. Who sent you? As it was a really pissed off look in her eyes. Sora figured that someone that she really didn't like messed with her and put this curse mark on her neck. It was different than what he thought that it was, but he will have to take a look at it. But guys, we'll be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next person, do like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, remember to go ahead and check out the brand new series of What If Naruto Was Created from the God Tree over on Anime King 3, and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we get the hell out of here? See you guys soon. Peace.